All right. So this is a Photoshop picture that I created yesterday, and people like it. And the question was asked, "How did you do that?" by Laura Smith. So, anyways, I was gonna show you how you can do that, and so you can follow along and or just know how I did it. You know, I don't know, whatever. So first step, go to the person's profile whose picture you would like to steal. And I look at this picture and I saw it yesterday and I was like, wow, that looks like Inception. You got the mountains in the background, the beach. I mean, the beach looks very similar. And it's like the perfect angle too. You don't always I don't always Photoshop people's images, but when I do, I use Photoshop. And it's nice when the background, when everything like matches up to what's in your head. You're like, "Oh, this is perfect. I don't have to try and manipulate anything, really." So, I'm going to go to options, download. Yes, for all the you creepy people out there, you can download your friends' profile pictures. Okay, so here's your image. Gonna open it up. Open with Photoshop, naturally. And there you go. There's your image. And what you want to do is go to the internet and you want to search Inception Beach. You go to images and you got all these wonderful pictures of the beach. Alright, so you find this image and you're like, this is perfect, except you got all this text and I don't want all that text, I just want the beach. So what people have done is they've cropped this image. So somewhere out there, right here, they have the image where they cropped it off and they don't have any other title stuff and whatnot. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this image to pictures. I'm gonna save it as Inception 1. Okay. Alright, it's downloaded. Now you can do this a number of ways to open it up, but just I'm not, yeah, I'm just gonna let's see, I'm gonna get a file, place, and go to pictures, location, type in Inception 1, place. There it is. Alright. So, gonna place this thing something like that. See where the mountains, it kind of comes together. I'm gonna try and mimic that. Mimic the horizon right here. But I don't know if I'm gonna stick to that. Forget what I just said. Alright, so you want all those buildings. So I'm just gonna put it like right there. And the interesting thing with this, it cuts off here. And originally when I did this, I just like continued the beach this way by doing a bunch of cloning and a bunch of stuff that I didn't really have to do. Because I was like, oh wait, there's already water here. And when you look at it, where they're standing right there, could be like right here. And I thought, oh, I can like have them in the background. And originally that's what I did. But I'm not going to do that. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to Control J, duplicate, Control J again. Why not? And you're looking at this image and you're like, I want to, you know, I need to outline Austin. I need to outline this rock that he's standing on and separate that from this image. So this is the tedious part, so we can just fast forward through this or whatever. Alright, so you got your first rock. Gonna go ahead and Control C, copy that thing. Control V, paste it. So if I erase all this, or not erase it, just make it invisible, and zoom out, here I have my rock. And that doesn't look half bad, but something I like to do is go to select and reselect it, and you can see it's reselected. Looks like it's off a little. I don't know what happened there, but anyways, so you go select and you want to go down to modify, and I like to use feather. There's a number of ways you can do this, and I'm gonna go in 2 pixels. I can't remember if I did 1 or 2, but it's gonna make this outline right here smooth. And so you want to hit select again and inverse your selection, that way it's on the outside of the rock, and push delete. There you go. You got this nice feathery thing going on right here. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom out. I'm gonna deselect because I've got that. I don't need that anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and trace Austin out, down. Okay, here's a common mistake. You get so caught up in tracing Austin that you forget there's a rock here that you need to trace. So, man, always stay alert, because you can get into tracing mode and trace right past it, and by golly, I've done that so many times. It's frustrating. So, keep going. Keep tracing. Keep tracing. Keep tracing that rock. And the nice thing about tracing the rock is I don't have to go through all of this other stuff. All these, you know, I went around the shoes earlier because I wasn't thinking. So make it easier on yourself. Create a selection. Think about, like, do I have to create a selection that goes around all of everything? And no, you don't have to. You can select this big rock with all these jagged edges. It's a lot easier. Okay. Go all the way here, go way out. Yeah. There we go. Click. Okay. So let's zoom out, make sure my selection's right. If it's not, well then, why am I doing a tutorial? Okay, so you can see this nice little selection. Everything's selected. Select, inverse, modify, feather, and this isn't. There's probably 100 different ways to do this same exact thing. I don't know why Photoshop did that. I'm sure there's a good reason, but this is the route that I like to take, and I can remember it. So, okay, it has been feathered, so delete. Oh, right. Make sure that you're selected on the right thing, or else Photoshop's going to be like, what are you deleting? Okay. There's the rock. There's the background. Boom. Boom. Alright, so that looks great, except you've got this whole area that's, you know, what are you going to do? So that's when you have this. there's already a beach here. That's wonderful. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that background, delete that original background just because original backgrounds are just annoying. Get my eraser. And I'm going to erase Ellen Page and Leonardo DiCaprio and all these other wonderful people. Wrong image. Okay. I'm going to erase this. It's a smart object. I'm going to go ahead and rasterize. Actually, before you rasterize, change the opacity down. Okay, not everything's exactly the way I wanted it. I think I know why. This image, this Inception image, I used a larger image, so we're gonna I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna kind of make this a little bigger because this little explosion here in the Inception image, I kind of put that behind these rocks like that, or something like that. I don't remember exactly what I did. It's not like I was writing all this down. So let's just put that right there. Yeah. How about right there? I don't know. Whatever. I'm picky, even in my tutorials. So I'm going to try to erase again, and it's going to say rasterize smart object. Yes, rasterize it. Don't ask me what rasterize means. I'm going to erase these actors because I don't want them. And the water level just, I mean, it rose pretty rapidly. I'm going to keep it level there, just enough to erase these people. Okay, going to erase. There's already water here, you know. I'm going to erase some of this debris. The water level has, hold on. Let's see. I'm going to erase that. Now I thought about keeping them in because I thought that'd be kind of fun. You know, Austin's there on the set of Inception 2. Okay, everything is pretty much erased. Alright. Now, this looks like it's been photoshopped. And if you know what I mean by that, it doesn't look like Austin is actually there yet. Because sky's grainy, he's like not grainy, and everything's like a warmer temperature color. And yeah. So we're going to make Austin a little more pasty. And what I'm going to do is first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to select a color over here in the buildings, this kind of green, gray matter, and I'm going to select something a little darker. So something like that, or that. Something in there. And just, you know, maybe this sky, maybe that will work. All right. Now that color's a little bit light, so I'm going to bring it down a little darker. Just because, and you know, however you want to do it. But I'm going to Shift Control N, create a new layer, put it above Austin, and I'm going to do that. Now, you're like, oh my goodness, what did you do? Everything's gone. So I'm going to use, what did I use? Multiply? I don't know. Sometimes lighten. I think I did multiply or darken. No, I didn't multiply. And then I just changed the opacity to this, to where it's just a little darker, because this world is a little dark. Now, obviously, okay, everything's dark right now because this layer is above everything else. Or now it is. So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and duplicate Austin's outline and duplicate this rock, and I'm going to hide them because in case I mess up, then I've got the original. So I'm going to select all three of these. I got the background, or the color that I selected from the background over the rock and Austin. Okay, so, and I'm going to push Control E, and that like combines them. All right, and that's not exactly, let's see. I'm going to change the opacity to that. Okay, so I'm going to combine those like that. And this isn't exactly how I did it. You know, all right, kind of running ahead here. So I grabbed the photo filter, and I'm going to kind of do what I did earlier. I'm going to select this same, like, let's see. No, that's not going to work. I'm going to select a color that's very similar to the one that I already applied to the image. And I'm going to put the density up pretty high. Wow. What you can do is there's this image here with the buildings, the Inception picture. There's not that much saturation to it, and Austin's picture has a lot more saturation, I think. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like blast this thing up to 77%, and presume, yeah, you want to make sure your luminosity is preserved. Make sure that's checked. And yeah, so as you can see, this is, again, it's applied to the entire image, and I just wanted it applied to Austin. So I'm going to merge Austin with the Control E. I'm going to merge that. Okay. So that's, I mean, that's close. See, it's a little, you can tell Austin's picture is a little warmer, and he's a little dark than the rest of the image. So let's see what I can do with that. I'm going to brighten him up just a little bit because, I mean, everything, I don't know, it's weird. It's like dark, but there's some things that are kind of blown out. So I'm going to up the brightness. I'm not going to touch the contrast. Going to go down my saturation and bring down that saturation just a little bit. I don't know, I'll find a place that's comfortable. Alright, and I'm just gonna go ahead and merge that. I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna go there. Alright, so this is almost perfect to me. Waterline looks nice along these buildings. All this looks pretty good, but I'm gonna change a little bit. Gonna go, see the sky is kind of grainy. I'm gonna make Austin a little grainy too, make him, you know, get that film grain going. So I'm gonna go to filter gallery, and let that load. So while it's loading, over here on the right, I use a lot of this for my image editing. Tutorials, you know, sometimes you get caught up in it. So I'm going to put the grain at 1. Okay, so he's just a little bit grainy. And you may not like that, you may not want to do that. Gosh, this is not at all how I did it before. You don't always, okay, intensity 1, highlighted area 1. Just put everything at 1. Okay, that looks better. All right. So yeah, I mean, this is basically what I did. Um, so you got Austin, you got Inception, and you know, that's basically it. So congratulations, you now know how this works, or at least you kind of do. So there you go. There's my tutorial.